Here live today on today's version of today's edition of Coach Jamie Tips Live and share a little bit with you about muscles and weights. Because I know that a lot of us, myself included, had a lot of preconceived notions about what I thought muscles and weights all meant. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to get on. I'm going to share this on my other page so that everybody has a chance to see it because I love interacting with you people. And if people are on it, then I can interact with you. It's so much more fun for everyone, right? Than me just talking into a camera. Live is so much more fun this way. Okay, hold on, let me share. Uh-oh. Okay, so muscles and weights. So I know so many people really think, and I did too, so this is not just you. I know some people believe that the only way to lose weight is to run on the treadmill, go running, do some cardio, and stop eating, right? Like that's our very fundamental understanding of how to lose weight. And I believed it for so many years. I was a Weight Watchers crazy person. I would try going to the gym, and I thought that's what I had to do. I thought that all I had to do was go to the gym and do some cardio and eat a lot less. And yes, the science of weight loss is that if you burn more than you take in, you will lose weight. So that is true to an extent. However, there are so many factors that come into play, and I'm certainly not a nutritionist. I am not, a dietitian. I am not a personal trainer. I don't have any certifications. I'm not even that big into science, but I can tell you all the things that I've learned in my own experience and in coaching others over the past 2 to 3 years, what I've learned and what I've seen and what I know to be true based on my own experience. And what all of that means is I know everybody is scared of weights. I know everybody's scared of building muscle, as I was when I first started incorporating weights into the programs that I was doing, picking programs that had weights, because I was so scared that if I started lifting weights that I was going to get these huge muscles and I was going to look like a man and I was going to walk around with all these bulky muscles, and I didn't want to be, like Miss bodybuilder. Like that wasn't my thing, and I didn't find it attractive, and I didn't want to look like that. That was not any of my goals. And so I was scared to pick up weights, and I was scared to pick up heavier weights, and I was scared of all this stuff because I thought I'm going to bulk up and I'm going to look scary. But the truth of the matter is that muscle burns fat. So I don't want anybody to be scared of weights because weights actually help me so much in building my body. I did a lot of resistance training that was straight body resistance training that did not involve weights at all for a long time. And then I started incorporating weights and I fell in love. I was kind of really surprised about it because I didn't think I would like it so much because, I didn't want to be bracketed into that category with the meatheads because I'm so not a meathead, right? I'm a total big nerd and I'm a girl and I like dresses and lipstick. So the fact that I really liked weights was a big surprise to me. But it changed my body so much that it was just incredible to me. Like I felt so much stronger. I love the way I feel after I lift weights. I feel like I can do anything. I love keeping track of it and keeping in a competition with myself to grow it more and more and more and add more weight and get stronger and see what I can do. And just knowing what I can push my own limits to is so powerfully strong to me. But not only that, it makes you look good, right? Because here's what happens. If you run on a treadmill and that is all the exercise that you do and you eat salads, and celery, and that's it, you'll lose weight. You will definitely lose weight. I mean, at some point, if you don't eat enough, your body's going to shut off its metabolism and you'll shut down and then you won't lose anything, but you'll go into starvation mode. But basically, if you, cut down what you're eating and run on a treadmill, you'll lose weight. But you're not going to be toned. And toning up after is such a big mistake, guys, because I hear this all the time and I want to set the record straight. If you wait until after you lose weight to tone up, I just want to lose weight first and then I'll tone up, here's what happens. You get loose, flabby skin everywhere. And nobody wants that. I'm not hating on anybody that has that going on. You can always tone up after. You can do it that way. But if you do it along the process, here's what happens. Your muscles are building up as you're losing weight at the same time. So what does this mean? It means two things. One, you're not going to notice right away that you're losing weight because you won't see it on your body and you won't see it on the scale because muscle weighs so much more than fat. It's like a pound of muscle is like this and a pound of fat is like that. So it just takes up less space, but you don't see it on the scale. But if you take your measurements, you will lose inches. I have so many people their first and second weeks into the challenge say, the scale's not moving, I'm so sad, I'm doing everything right. And I said, okay, take your measurements. Oh, you lost 8 inches this week. That's what happens. Your clothes fit smaller, you're getting smaller, and the muscle is building up underneath. And this is a beautiful thing for 2 reasons. One, the muscle's building up underneath as you're losing weight, so your skin is forming, it's taking up the space of where the fat was, so that now you're not going to have any loose skin. Like, I'm wearing a dress right now, so that's dumb, but it's like, I don't have that flabby I lost 50 pounds. I don't have flabby underarms because there's muscle there. That's why. That's the secret. And it's not really a big secret. Most people know about this who are in the fitness world, but I was never in the fitness world, and this is new to me. So I just want to share with you what I learned, because I think this is such powerful stuff, guys. So it fills up the space as you're losing weight. And the other 2 thing that's awesome about muscle is that it burns fat. It burns more than if you just did cardio. And it burns more while you're resting than if you just did cardio. So say, for example, you do a workout and you just run on the treadmill. You'll burn whatever you burn while you're running on the treadmill, and then you go sit down, you eat your dinner, you do whatever for the next 24 hours, your body's dormant. You're burning whatever you would normally burn at a resting rate. If you lift weights or build your muscle while you're doing your workout, you will burn more calories while you're at rest. So you add some muscle strength training, muscle resistance training into your workout, and then your body works double time for you while you're sleeping. I mean, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want your body to burn more calories while you're at rest? I mean, it's so easy. It's just adding some simple strength training to your workout. And that's why these workouts are so key that I do. Like, I don't design workouts. Like I said, I'm not a trainer. But I know that the reason that they work is because they incorporate cardio and strength. You need both in order to reach whatever your goals are. Because trust me, if you lose the weight first and then start to tone after, you're going to regret it. Because all these people around you are getting fit and healthy and strong while they're losing weight. And that's the goal. Like, that's what you want. You want to be healthy and you want to be strong. You don't want to just be like a, like a skinny, wafy, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not going to judge you. I wanted to be skinny and wafy until I realized that that was never going to happen for me. And then I realized that I didn't actually want that anyway. It's just what I thought I did. Once I started to see muscle on my body and realized how strong I was getting, I just loved that idea. And I fell in love with who I was. I got curves, and that's okay. And I love that. I wouldn't want it any other way. But when I started, I thought I wanted something different. So sometimes that has to happen along the way. But at the end of the day, most of us want toned bodies. Do it while you're on the way down. Trust me on this one. I have seen it time and time again. It is always so awesome. My favorite transformations to see are the ones when, the women in my group become so empowered and feel so strong because they like fall in love with the idea that they're getting stronger and they're feeling just super powerful and they could take on anything. Like, that's how you feel after you do a weights workout. You could take on anything. Because it's like, rawr, so on some level, I understand the whole like meathead grunting thing, because I totally grunt when I lift weights. I block out the audio on some of the videos, you're welcome. But that's really why it's so important to build your muscle while you're working out, while you're trying to lose weight, why all of these programs incorporate that resistance training into it. And it doesn't have to be weights, but I'm just here to tell you, don't be scared of weights, because they're not that scary. Like, in order for you to end up being big and bulky, the amount of weight that you would have to lift and the amount of food that you would have to eat to get to be that size, like, trust me, you couldn't do it. I mean, you could, but it's not really within the realm of, like, likelihood at all. Like, you would have to lift so heavy, and you have to work your way up there. So you would know it along the way. You're not just going to wake up one day and be like, big bulky woman. Like, that's just not gonna happen. So trust in the process. That is my number one takeaway that I've learned, is trust in the process and see what happens, because amazing things happen. I remember in my first couple of weeks when I started my journey, I was terrified and I was scared and I wanted to give up because I wasn't getting anywhere. The scale wasn't going down. I didn't feel like I looked any different. And what was happening was that I was building muscle under the fat, and you couldn't see it because I still had a layer of fat because I had just gotten started, and the scale wasn't showing it because I was building muscle. But then I kept at it because I had an amazing support group, and I just all of a sudden started seeing progress. Like, it started showing up all of a sudden, and then it just kept going and going and going and going and going. And sometimes it's sort of like this breaking point. Like, you push and push and push and push, and it gets harder and harder, and you want to give up just at this point. But if you give up at this point, it's over. But if you just push through a little bit more, then like, whew, all of a sudden you go down the other side of the slope. And that's what it is. It's just like that point of resistance. And it's true for almost all things in life, but definitely true for workouts and definitely true for your health and fitness. And if I had given up, I was like here. If I'd given up, I never would have seen results. But because I had the support and accountability to push me forward, whew, I went right over that hump. Trust me, there were many more humps to come. But I knew that once I got over it, I was good. So that's the magic. That's what I got to talk to you about today. And I just wanted to share all of that with you and let you know I'm doing another challenge group coming up in 2 weeks. And if you are interested in joining me on the next one, come on down. Comment below. Tell me you're interested, and I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about your health and fitness goals and see how we can set you up right. You don't have to lift weights if you don't want to. It doesn't have to be that kind of program, but we definitely have something for everyone, and I wanted to make sure that you know there are options and there are multiple ways to get to where you want to go. But I can help you get there. Somebody help me. I pay it forward. That's what I do. So have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. Happy Monday. Love you all.